Welcome to our first ever vlog series about Carnival Cruises. In this video we show you what Carnival Cruises' newest ship, the Celebration, has to offer as we cruise around the Caribbean. Is it as mad as people say it is? Keep watching to find out.
Right then, so it's cruise day. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting.
So welcome to our new vlog series all about the Carnival Celebration, our first Carnival experience. And take a look at this. We are staying in the Holiday Inn. We've been here for 3 nights, and as you can see, our home for the next week is just there. So we're really excited about our new cruise, isn't it, Paulie?
We are indeed.
So so join us as we cruise the Caribbean and experience everything that Carnival's got to offer. We're quite not nervous about it. It's a new cruise line for us. We've heard really positive things. We've heard other things that it's going to be crazy mad and you're not going to like it. But as always, we make our own mind up about that, don't we?
Indeed.
And we'll take you on a journey of a week of the Carnival madness.
Carnival madness.
Anything to add, Paulie?
Nothing
Morgan?
at all. I'm just very excited and I can't wait to get on there.
Exactly. Cases are packed. We're just about to get a taxi, and it's only 8 minutes away, isn't it? No, it's not. It's $8. I'm so excited. My brain's going.
I didn't
round.
even know dollars was a measurement of time.
Well,
but it's only $8 away.
exactly.
So I've set my watch for 17 cents past a dime.
But anyway, let's go.
Let's go.
Carnival Celebration, and what an amazing embarkation that was, Paulie.
It was so smooth. It was almost like it wasn't real.
It was dropped off by the taxi, straight into the embarkation hall, straight on the ship within 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was fabulous. And for the first time ever, our hand luggage, we were made to stand against a wall and put our bags in front of our feet, and a sniffer dog went across all the bags. There was probably about 10 or 12 people in a row at a time. And just like every other ship we've been on, Carol's already got lost.
Yes.
Walked round in a circle, and when she got back to where she began, she was quite shocked that she was in the same place.
But anyway, we found our cabin. We're right at the aft of the ship. We picked an aft cabin for this cruise because it's on a big ship. It's in the Caribbean, and we thought that'll be awesome views.
Yeah.
So do you want to We're here. Come on, Paulie, open up.
I'm a bit tired now because Stephanie made me do 7 laps of the ship because she's got no sense of direction. Who was it, Annie? Don't. Who was it?
Oh, let's go. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Do you want to put your card in, Paulie, so the lights can come on so we can show everyone? This is our first look at our cabin. Oh, nice. Love a sofa. Is that the man from the chicken place, Paulie?
Yes, that's Shaquille O'Neal.
Look at this.
He's the captain on here as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
This looks very modern and lovely. And open the curtains. Let's have a look. We booked an aft balcony because it's a huge ship carrying like nearly 6,000 passengers. Isn't there? Oh. We've got sunbeds.
No, sunbed.
Sunbeds.
We'll have to do a timeshare on that.
Oh, look at this. 1 sunbed, 2 chairs and a table, and this amazing view.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
isn't
that's rather nice. Happy with that, Paulie?
Fabulous. Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing.
Right then. So let's talk to you about our first evening on board the Carnival Celebration. It started off as we sailed away from Miami at the sail away party. No.
Well, they're just going on about Carnival being like party, but it was all quite sedate, really, wasn't it? There was about 4 people by the pool, a little bit of background music.
It was crazy. It was absolutely brilliant fun, wasn't it, Paul?
It was bonkers.
It was.
We've had a few people say to us, oh, you need to leave your British reservations behind you.
Yes.
And to be fair, we were jigging about, but there were just people going absolutely bonkers. Yeah. It was like it was the last day on earth, wasn't it?
Well, do you know, the entertainment team totally visible right from the start.
Yeah.
There's a Scottish guy called Chris, who's the cruise director, who is hilarious, isn't he? But he's leading the fun squad, as they're called.
Yes.
And they know how to get a crowd going and know how to do a party, because it was absolutely fantastic. And like you say, with the Spritz, we were a little bit more reserved about getting straight into things, so we tended to stand back and watch. But everyone was dancing on the board deck. The whole on every tier there was just people whooping and hollering as we expected, and it was brilliant. We loved it. It was one of the best sail away parties that we've been to. And
it was definitely
yeah. I think Sky Princess was good, mine, wasn't it, when we sailed away for the Jubilee?
Yeah, but that was a special occasion because it was the Queen's Jubilee. So this was just another day on a Carnival cruise ship.
And it was brilliant. On your phone, you can log into what's called the Hub, the Carnival Hub, and we wanted to obviously plan for dinner. So we found a space right at the back of the ship.
The place is called the Pig and Anchor, and it's like an old
smokehouse.
It's like a smokehousey, pubby. They got loads of music in the evenings, but it was quite a good place.
So we sat there, had a drink, and worked out how to get on the pub. And we fancied some Asian food, didn't we? And we'd heard that. Well, we know there's a restaurant called Shebang, which is you can choose Chinese food or you can choose Mexican food on the menu. And we went on the app and we got in the queue for that, which was very easy to do. And then it popped up, your table's ready. When we got there was just a queue, but they'd literally just opened and we were seated straight away, weren't we?
Fast.
Yeah, had excellent service and excellent food.
Food was cracking. I had I was a little bit lost in translation because I didn't actually get what I ordered, because I ordered spring rolls, but they actually bought spicy prawn dumplings. Now I don't, because I'm weird, the Chinese dumplings, I do like them, but I don't like the look of them because they look like they're not cooked, because you can almost see through them. But they had a lovely dipping sauce, and I thought, well, they bought them out, I ain't going to make, me, I don't want to make a fuss about anything, just let it all pass me by. So I had those and they were delicious. You had...
If we'd said to the guys, look, this
they
is
would have changed them, no problem at all. But I just thought, no, don't worry.
Yeah, I had a salad, which was delicious with a mango dressing.
Oh, and you had
to start.
All like radish and all
it was lovely. And then I had the Kung Pao chicken, wasn't it?
My dish was lovely. I had sweet and sour prawns. It was absolutely delicious. But Carol's Kung Pao chicken it just took it up a notch, and it was absolutely excellent. So I know I'll definitely be going back there, and I know I'll be having Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah. So that's Shebang. So that was our first.
And a bit of a weird thing because it's Mexican and Chinese, but what they also do as well is right on the bottom of the menu it says, if you want anything that's available in any of the restaurants, not obviously the buffet, but if it's on the menu in the restaurant, they'll bring you that as well. So what it means is, if two of you fancy one thing and two of you fancy another thing, you can all go to the same place and have different stuff, which I thought was a great idea.
And that's when the guy said to you, well, you need to have some lava cake, which was from another restaurant.
Yeah, because that wasn't on the menu.
Also, I like chocolate.
Yeah, so he said, I'll bring you the lava.
Yeah.
And it
was good. And I had like a creme, it was called creme Catalina, but it was like a creme brulee, and it was gorgeous. So Shebang, total hit. We'd heard mixed things about carnival foods, rubbish and that, but do you know what we've had so far has been excellent.
I haven't seen any signs of that.
The next up, we decided to go to the welcome party, which is in a place called Centre Stage, which is as you can imagine, right in the middle of the ship, and it's over 3 decks.
Guess what? There's a stage.
Yes, and it's right in the centre.
And weirdly, Carol kept having to explain to me, this ship is not a carbon copy, but it's virtually identical to the Iona, which we've just been on. So if you can visualise the atrium area on the Iona,
well, it doesn't look anything like it.
But it doesn't look anything like it, and that's why I kept saying to Carol, I don't get it. And all they've done is they've moved a few things. They haven't got the spirally staircases, but what they've turned it into, and instead of it being sort of quite a sedate, where you're just sitting and having a chat, they've turned it into this really
funky venue
where they've got live DJs, they've got live music, and it's fabulous.
Huge LED screens that come down. So we sat there.
Carol was worried. She said, "Let's go upstairs and watch it in case we get picked on."
Well, because the ship's loud, And not meaning that in a. I'm loving our carnival experience so far because the ship is loud, but the reason it's loud is because everyone's having fun, and all you can hear is people chatting but laughing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been on a ship where I've heard so much loud laughter.
We like to bring a bit of misery with this, don't we?
No, but it is, and everyone's just animated, and I guess because there's lots of Americans on board, and they're very
gregarious.
yeah, which I really like. We thought it might be a bit, oh gosh, it's a bit in our face, but actually it's been brilliant.
Anyway, you're digressing.
Yeah, so the welcome show, so Chris came on and he basically introduced us to all the acts that are performing around the ship, and they came on one by one, didn't they?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god, is that it then? And then another act would come on, and they were all very different, weren't they?
Yes, and what they did as well is they did a bit of a fusion where at any one time there might be two of the acts performing something together, and then one would come on her own, and then the piano lady who just performs on her own, she came on, but she did some stuff with other people, and it was and the dark thing was it was only supposed to be a taster, and I thought, you know, I could come and watch this every night. It was like, it was really good.
It was good.
So that was fab.
And then it was time to activate the fun button.
Yes.
You'll be thinking, oh my god, this is cheesy. And yes, it is a bit cheesy, but they've got this big button to start obviously the holiday off, and they have picked a lovely lady to come and do it who had some special needs, didn't she? And it was just so lovely, and it was a big build up. The crowd was going crazy.
So I'm confused about all the fun we had before that. The fun button hadn't even been activated.
I know.
So what's it going to be like now?
I don't know.
So she hit the button.
Yeah.
There was
smoke came out.
Smoke came out. It was all going on. It was absolutely fantastic.
And everyone was just on their feet. And I've never seen a crowd like that. Just everywhere you looked, everyone was just. It was amazing. So that was a brilliant start to the cruise. Well, not to the cruise because we'd already had the sail away party.
Before we start, this is it. I'm excited. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 9, yeah. You ready? You got this. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready, here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go!
And then we decided that we wanted to go to see, there was a live show on in the Grand Spectrum Theatre. Now you see I'm holding paper and I'm so happy because you know what we're like. The app works very well actually.
I'm going to buy her a toilet roll for Christmas because she loves loading paper.
So I've got my map and we've got like a daily planner that you can find at some of the bars.
But that's not delivered, is it?
No, it's not delivered, you have to find it.
You have to find it, but it's usually, if you walk past reception, they've usually got them on reception, but they're not delivered.
And I picked this at one of the bars.
Yeah.
So
off we went to the Grand Spectrum Theatre.
That's right.
And they had a show on, and the show team had already performed in the central stage area.
Centre
stage area, so we knew they were good singers and dancers. And they did a Latino show called
Amor Cubano,
which had a fantastic sort of Cuban vibe to it, very salsa-y. And also, apart from having the show team, they also had one of the bands,
Mambo, I believe they're called.
They have got the most bonkers percussion
you were fascinated,
I've ever seen. We'll have to put a video on or a photo on or something. It was like a stand-up drum kit, but it had cowbells and pieces of wood and it was like a piece of wood he was hitting, and it had a triangle and it had them things that hang down. You go, you know what that is, don't you?
Yeah.
And I just was, and the trouble is, all the singing and dancing was going on, which was great, but I was just like transfixed on this percussion station because it was just absolutely
and fantastic
mad.
Musicians.
And it was.
But it was a great show. It was very obviously a lot of Latin, a lot of salsa music, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. And then the finale, something happened that's never happened to us in a theatre ever. And it was like this huge big finale, and then all ticker tape stuff come down and covered you with it, wouldn't it? It was just mental. It was brilliant. So that was our first show, and thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. What were you about to say? That you were, whoa.
Well, no, because I was just going to say, I don't know if this segment onto the casino now when we left.
Yes.
Oh, so one of the ways to get out of the theatre, you can either go by the spa or through the casino. It is very smoky in the casino, I have to say. You are allowed to smoke in the casino by a country mile, the biggest casino we've ever seen on a cruise ship. It is absolutely bonkers. And as we were walking through, we looked at this one guy and he was nudging his girlfriend, wife, whatever it was, and he was like pointing at his machine.
Yeah.
And he'd won $1,200 or something. And it was like, oh, you know, that's
not
not a
bad.
good start. And then as we got further through, this woman, well, I thought she was going to faint.
Well, we thought she was ill because she was like,
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
And she was bent over a machine.
And she just won the $10,000.
It was like, oh
so
my god.
that's not a bad kick-off to the cruise,
yeah.
really.
But it's huge.
Oh, it's massive.
And it was packed. We heard that Americans like to gamble.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you go to casinos on the UK ships, they get people in them.
But
there was
like,
you couldn't hardly find a machine
and
all
the tables were
yeah,
rammed.
they were rammed.
It was about 10 minutes to walk through, and then we headed back to what Carol said was a burger place, but it's not, and it's the Pig and...
What do we call it?
The Pig and Bucket.
No, it's not the Pig and Bucket. Oh dear.
The Pig and Anchor.
No, it's Guy's Pig and Anchor, brew house, smokehouse and brew house.
So we went back there.
Yes.
Because one of the bands again that was in centre stage. It was a bit sort of rocky, not heavy, but you know, just real good, fantastic female singer. And apparently they got another singer who's not very well, and he's supposed to be brilliant too. And we watched a couple of their sets, and I have to say they were absolutely fantastic. And the highlight for me, which might mean nothing to most people out there, but they finished with a version of Barracuda, which was one of Heart's big hits back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
She nailed it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So then we thought, right, that's it. We were pretty tired. So we had a little walk out the back. There's a pool just outside the smokehouse, and just had a look at the ship in the dark, and the moon was out, which was absolutely stunning. And Paul was like,
I'm like a truffle pig. I can smell food, and they've got this fantastic, which I don't know, must be open.
I think it's open till 4 a.m.
It's open late, and they do pizza. That's all they do is pizza. And I went there and I had, bearing in mind Carol didn't want anything, I got 2 slices of pepperoni and I got 2 slices of cheese. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just take the cheese back. But I sort of got handed to it by a lovely lady who was, you know, what would you like and all this. And she gave me that. And I thought, well, I don't really want that. And it was absolutely...
It was like garlic cheesy pizza.
It was spectacular.
It's called Miami Slice. It's on
Miami
Decade.
Slice, brilliant.
Oh, yeah. It took me a while then. And it's open from 11 in the morning to 4 a.m.
Well, that's just bad news.
Yeah, and you can watch them making the pizzas. And there was a lovely man waving at us.
This is what I'll say after the first day. When we did the Iona cruise, we said about the staff was very efficient, but there wasn't any smiling going on. Now on here, what we've experienced is the bars, because the bars are quite busy, again, there isn't like the big smiles and there isn't like loads of banter going on, but they're getting the job done.
So busy.
But the waiters that we've encountered, the pizza guys, all those sort of people. I mean, I'm going to go on a tangent now. When we were at centre stage, I needed a wee, and I got up.
Not at centre stage.
Not at centre stage. I just went up. So I'm going to go and look for the toilet, I said to Carol. So as I walked off, there was a lady outside the perfume place who obviously worked in there. It wasn't just a random lady buying perfume. I said, could you tell me where the toilet is? Of course I can, my dear. And she took me by the arm and she walked me all the way. And it was only 40 foot away.
Yeah.
But she walked me up and said, no, so until I could see the door, I said, there you go, my dear, there's the door there. And I thought, well, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So hopefully when things calm down a bit, the bar staff, you know, because they were under serious pressure yesterday, because that's always the big day with sail away parties, and of course everybody's first day of the cruise, they're all going bonkers and spanking the drinks package. But so far, well, no complaints, the store's just been great.
Service we've had around the ship has been absolutely hi, my name is, smile, ending at, they couldn't do enough for you, so we were very impressed so far.
So day one, this is the Paulie Morgan big tick.
Yes. So let's see what day 2 brings. Right then.
Right then.
Let's tell you all about our first day at sea on the Carnival Celebration. And some of our observations, actually, in Paulie.
Yes, indeed.
One thing we've noticed, we could walking up and down, obviously, the decks and outside cabins, is we've never seen so many people put stuff on their cabin doors.
We haven't. There's some that are more pretentious than others. There's one cabin, they've got a list of every cruise they've been on.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Just in case you don't bump into them and get to ask them, they've advertised it on their door.
But there's also
I think their name's Mr. and Mrs. Smuggington.
There's just all sorts. So there's one that's got it's like a rota, and they write down where they're going and what they're going to be doing, which is all very bizarre. Some are just decorated with obviously happy birthday and happy anniversary, and there is one sparkly pineapple.
Sparkly pineapple.
Yes.
If you know, you know. That's all we're saying.
But fair play, so obviously the Americans love to put stuff on their doors, which is something we've never done and never will.
Well, you know, I haven't ruled out a pineapple yet, but...
Well... Anyway, talking about fruit, the other thing that's a bit frustrating for me is, as you know, I love my Bloody Marys, and I've had some good ones on the ship, haven't I?
You have.
But there's no paper straws on the ship. All they have is these edible straws. I don't know if you can see them, these Sorbo's line edible straws. Now, what's all that about? I don't know. They're like a candy that you can eat, but when you're sucking on it, no comments please, it goes all slimy, and it does, and it's horrible. I know, just please do not say a word. So Carnival, please don't.
Yeah.
Please give me a paper straw. I don't want plastic because we're thinking about the environment, but I just want a paper straw, and I'm going to go out, I think, ashore and buy myself some paper straws, because I like a lot of gubbins in my Bloody Mary. For those who don't know what gubbins is, I love gubbins. I love gubbins on lots of things, don't I?
Does anybody know what gubbins are?
Well...
You're digressing now.
I know. Anyway, so my gubbins, so I need to stir it. So little bits of peppers, and that's gubbins. So I like to stir it with a straw. But anyway, so Carnival, no, I don't like them whatsoever. But anyway, back to our day at sea. We started off very lazily, didn't we?
Well, we're sort of in the twilight zone of breakfast. We could have still got some breakfast at the buffet, but we decided we were going to hold out and have some lunch. So in our quest for lunch, one of the places we went past was Bonsai Teppanyaki.
Yes.
And we love a bit of Japanese food, so we thought, oh, we'll give that a whirl. So we thought we'd pop in, just see what they had available for later in the week. But as it transpires, they literally just had a booking for 12 o'clock that day.
Exactly.
So we said, oh yes please, we'll have some of that. Things we've learned so far, it's $35 for lunch, it's $38 for dinner. But when they say it's $35, it's not $35. So don't believe when they give you a price, it's never the price.
No.
And the prime example, before we come away, we were told you want to book the Cheers package, which is the drinks package. Now it's $400 as near as per person, and we thought, oh, you know, that's quite a lot of money really. It's like, you know, best part of $60 a day.
Yeah.
Right? Who thought, no, we spoke to people, yeah, no, you definitely need to do that, because glasses of wine are about $12, cocktails, etc, etc. So, right, well, we'll do that then. So that's 2 drinks packages at $400, so that'd be $956, please. Now, I know I went to school in Blakeney, but 400 and 400 is 800, but we also get the pleasure of $156 of gratuities.
Yeah.
Okay, so begrudgingly we paid it. After the first day of having some drinks, we check our account, and there's a load of charges on there. Not massive charges.
Like 60 cents, 80 cents.
So I go to reception, oh yeah, that's the tax. Yeah?
What tax?
Just like it's not like real money. I said, so despite the fact that we've bought the drinks package and you've relieved us of over $150 in gratuities, we've got to pay tax on top of that. Yeah. And sure enough, we go to the Teppanyaki. We had an absolutely splendid time, I must admit. It's one of, I don't know if you've been to one, you'll know. If you haven't been to one, you need to go, because basically there's 10 of you sat round a hot plate. You've got your chef comes out, he does all sorts of knife skills, he's throwing stuff in the air, catching it in his hat. I gotta be honest, we've been to a few. This one, absolutely bonkers. I mean, it was in typical Carnival style of, it was like being in a nightclub, because each individual chef, there was 3 tables, each with 10 people each, so there was only 30 people in there plus the staff. You'd have thought there was 300 people in there, how much noise there was. And
but everyone was singing, weren't they?
everyone was singing and clapping around.
The atmosphere was brilliant.
In a previous blog, I can't remember, it would tell you when it was when we were in Bali, and the man on the bus got us singing "If You Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands." Well, they got us doing that again, and on the table behind us, they were even singing "The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round." So it was properly mad.
But the food
was great. They did. You had 4 starters, which they bought you all the starters.
Yeah.
And then you had a choice, and you could choose a combination. I went for lobster tail and filet mignon. Carl went for prawns and filet mignon.
Yeah.
He made this fantastic fried rice in front of you with egg fried rice and vegetables and all that.
Made it into a heart.
Yeah, and it just the whole experience was wonderful, and it was great. And the service you couldn't fault it. But then when our bill came out for $35 each, it was about 80 something because they'd stuck some on top of that as well.
There's some tax.
And
about $12 tax, wasn't it? But anyway,
just
that's how
tell
it
me
is.
the price.
No, it is, isn't it? We're used to being from the UK. What you see is what you pay, and it's quite alien. We haven't been in America. Well, we worked out. It's been 20 years, hasn't it?
It's 20 years, yeah.
So all this added stuff on. So if you're coming on a Carnival cruise, make sure you budget for over, a few hundred quid more, because that's the reality.
So if you're thinking you got £1,000 spending money, bring 1,500 because that's the tax on top. But anyway, a great time was had by all.
Exactly. So after our lovely lunch, we at the teppanyaki, we decided to come back to the cabin and just chill out. We've got a fabulous cabin right at the aft of the ship.
Now you'll know by now, if you've watched our vlogs, when Carol says we come back to our cabin to chill out, what that means is we come back and had a kip.
We did.
We were tired.
But
we had been up for about 3 hours.
Anyway, back to the cabin. We'll be doing a separate cabin tour, but we've got a cabin right at the aft. We felt it was quite a safe choice because if you know about aft cabins, they can have more movement and a bit of vibration, but we thought in the Caribbean, on smoothish seas in March, we would be pretty safe, and actually it's been brilliant. There's been a tight little side to side once, wasn't there?
Slight.
What did I say?
Tight.
Oh, it wasn't tight, it was slight. But apart from that, it's been brilliant, and the views have been just spot on, haven't they? So we chilled out in the cabin, and then we just got ready for the evening's entertainment. Still full from our teppanyaki, we decided that we would just get a snack later. So we headed straight to Centre Stage. That is just a fantastic venue over 3 decks. And it was for the show called Celestial Strings. Now we thought we'll get there early, about 20 minutes early. Wow, we got there, it was just packed, wasn't it? So we thought, will we get a seat? And then we spotted 2 on the front row. We thought, oh, is that going to be a brave thing or a silly thing? But actually we got there, sat down, and it was absolutely fantastic.
But not saying we were close to the action, but 2 members of the Fun Squad, or whatever they're called, came out, and they said to us, when the show starts, you have to keep your feet under your chairs, because people will be coming across there. And I gotta be honest, I'm not being disrespectful or dissing Carnival or whatever, but I never expected this calibre of show that they put on. It was absolutely spectacular. It started off with the 3 people from the string quartet, 2 men and a lady, and they were just playing some classical tunes, and they also played some Metallica, and they played some Radiohead. Hidden Creek by Radiohead played on 3 violins.
Amazing.
It was absolutely spectacular. And then they did a little bit, and then the whole of the entertainment team, the singers and dancers, came out. Everybody was dressed in white. They all had sort of white face paint, and they just went through a repertoire of, not, I wouldn't say rock classics, but there was a bit of Queen, and there was there was some
all sorts,
Sting, and just all these great songs with fabulous dance. It was brilliant.
Show you that if you're new to cruising or thinking about cruising and you love entertainment, most companies put on fabulous shows, and it's just like going to the West End in London, isn't it? It was absolutely brilliant. And then after that we thought, oh, what should we do? We thought, let's just go and sit, and we got a bit of Wi-Fi, let's do a few Instagram stories and stuff and just chill out for a bit. And we went to the Golden Jubilee pub. It doesn't look like a pub, does it? But it's just this lovely area, and there was a guy called Roman on the piano. He's a classical pianist, but he did all sorts, didn't he? And it was very different because he sat and chatted between songs and give you a little bit of history about him and about the music, and I found it really, really interesting. And he was such a talented guy.
Fantastic.
What I love about the passengers on this ship, being mainly American based, is they join in everything, don't they? And they have opinions about everything, and I like that because they're just there's banter all the time and fun banter. I mean, we were sat there and Paul, guess what, dropped my card on the floor. It's in his pocket. So
I dropped your card.
But you'd gone to the bar because you have to take both your cards. And anyway, so this guy said, oh, your card's on the floor. He's picked up. We got talking to these American people, didn't we? And they were just fun. Everyone's up for the laugh, aren't they? And I like that.
Yes. And especially as you drop your card.
I didn't.
So anyway.
There's a comedy club. A comedy club called Punchliners on Celebrity Celebration. I keep saying Celebration.
Carnival Celebration. We're on the Carnival Celebration, aren't we?
We are.
You all right, love? Carnival Celebration we're on.
And there was a gentleman called Cruise 2. What was his first name? Cruise 2. Oh.
Tom Cruise 2.
Percy Cruise 2.
Percy Cruise. And I have to say, he was hilarious.
Well, when you go into a comedy club, we never sit towards the front. We want to sit towards the back, and there's a bar area in there, which was very efficient and good, and I had a very fantastic Bloody Mary in there. But they've got these seats, these little seats. You look at them and think, oh god, they're not going to be really uncomfortable, and they swivel, but they were fab, weren't they?
Yeah.
And you had a little place to put your drink. So we were about sort of right towards the back. We weren't allowed to take photos or film, so we can't show any of that. But he was hilarious, wasn't he?
A lot of observational humour.
Yeah.
And there was a couple sat in front of us, and they had to be 70, didn't they? And genuinely, I thought they were going to keel over. They were
laughing so much.
It was absolutely bonkers.
But he was funny.
And stupidly, people were turning up after the show had started and expected to walk in and not get ripped, which he did. But I have to say, he was very, very amusing. There were some kids in there, so it was appropriate. It was a child friendly, so there's no swearing or anything like that. But he is doing some adult shows I think today, so
we need to go back and see him because he was good.
You never know what we've never been to a comedy club on a
cruise ship,
because I don't think any cruise ships have got comedy clubs apart from Carnival. So
let us know if there are the cruise lines that have comedy clubs, because that made a really nice, just a different spin on entertainment.
It was a half an hour, 40-minute show, whatever, but it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
And then that finished, and then this is just all go. I'm going to need a holiday after this holiday because it's all go. And then straight from there, straight to the pool, the pool deck.
Yes.
Because there was the 80s
glow party.
Pool party.
It was called Rock and Glow Party. We thought, let's go up and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Again, absolutely mad. Not as busy as the Sail Away, but loads of people there. The cruise director, honestly, I said to Carol, he must sleep 4 or 5 times a day because he does.
Well, only for an hour at a time because you see him everywhere.
He does the announcement at 7. He did the announcement at 7 o'clock this morning. He was still dancing like a lunatic.
Yeah.
11:30 last night.
Well, the whole fun squad, isn't it? There's Olivia that we've had a lovely chat to, and there's Eddie Spaghetti, which apparently is his real name.
Yeah.
But they're all just around, not in your face, but they're around.
But just good fun.
But the party was brilliant. Fantastic music by DJ Q, and the atmosphere was brilliant. We thoroughly enjoyed it.
Join us in the next episode where we reach our first destination, Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, and we show you more of what life is like on the Carnival Celebration.